Welcome back to the channel, guys. Today we're going to talk about the Benelli Nova. This here is my Benelli Nova, and I have owned it for 20 years or close to it. My dad bought this in the early 2000s and used it for a season or two waterfowl hunting, and then he gave it to me. So I have used it ever since then, mostly in a waterfowl hunting capacity, sporting clays, upland a little bit, that kind of stuff. But waterfowl hunting is my main usage of it, and it's also probably my biggest hunting passion. I love waterfowl hunting, and seeing as we're getting close to waterfowl season starting, I thought it'd be a good time to do a review on it. So we'll talk about the basics of it. I also have a 20 gauge version as well that I'll show off a little bit. They're very similar because they're the same model, but both of them can come in a 24, 26, or 28 inch barrel length. This one here is a 26, so a nice intermediate length there. It does come with this little red bead sight up front. I later on added these high-vis sight in the back, and when I first started using it, I always put it out on the end. And then after reading some stuff online and trying some new things, I actually moved it back, and it sits on this little bead right here, and that's kind of my reference point. And I have seen my personal accuracy go up using that setup. I like the green quite a bit, and it just seems to work really well for me. So that's kind of that there for the barrel. The chambering on this is a 3.5 inch, meaning you can use a 2 3/4, 3 inch, or 3.5 inch shells out of it, which is very nice. The controls on it, it does have a cross bolt safety down here, and then in order to engage the pump, you push this little button and you can drop the pump. So that's that there. A really nice feature on the Benelli Nova is this little button here. So when you press down on the release, push that button in, it doesn't allow the shells in the magazine to fall out, and that way just your shell in the chamber pops out. So if you see a goose coming and you want to swap to that, and you don't have time to put in one load, you can push that button as the pump comes back, kick out your duck load, put in a BB or something like that, and then re-rack it. So really nice feature, very nice, very easy to use. We go up to North Dakota and do a lot of puddle jumping and that kind of stuff, and that button is super helpful there because I can put my shells in the magazine, hit that button, and then I can keep the chamber open. Really easy for getting in and out of the truck while we're doing that. The 12 gauge version here is about 8 pounds, so it's a little weighty, not bad. For example, though, the 20 gauge, which is also a 26 inch barrel, is about 6.5. So it's a little bit lighter for the 20 gauge versus the 12 gauge. The 20 gauge as well has a 3 inch chamber, so you can use 2 3/4 or 3 inch shells for it. Basic features and just kind of handling of it, I really enjoy it. It fits me very well. It's a gun that I'm very comfortable with. I have this little shell hole in the back for puddle jumping, things like that, and then obviously it is capable of holding a sling. So it's my favorite shotgun. It's done really well for me. I've used it for so long now, it's kind of my right hand when we go waterfowl hunting, and it's a really solid shotgun. I've had 1 or 2 failures in the field, and it's most likely a cleanliness issue more than anything. So it's been really reliable, it's been really nice. The recoil isn't too bad off of it, and even when we're shooting like 3.5 inch Magnum shells, it's really not bad. It's not punishing on your shoulder. It's just weighty enough that you can handle the heavier loads and not, be sore, terribly sore at the end of the day. So the nice thing about the Benelli Nova is the stock on this thing is synthetic. So this is all a high quality polymer synthetic material that those wonderful Italians created. It's really nice for waterfowl hunting because waterfowl hunting is tough. You're banging the gun off the boat, the paddles, all sorts of stuff like that. And sometimes you submerge the gun partially when you're walking through the water in your waders. And synthetic stock is a very nice feature that I've really enjoyed because I don't have a lot of concerns about corrosion, abusing a nice wooden stock. If you're using a classic Browning A5 or even the newer ones with the really nice wood stocks on them, you're going to beat it up in waterfowl hunting. It's really tough on guns. So the black synthetic stock is very nice. The butt pad on this thing is removable, and there's a compartment back there, so apparently you can have like a tool storage kit in there. Mine's empty, I've taken it off to clean it, but the butt pad itself isn't bad. It's just, hard plastic. I've had zero problems with when I'm shooting 3.5 inch Magnum shells out of it or that kind of stuff all day long. It works really well. So I really enjoy the synthetic stock, and it fits me well. It's handled the abuse very well. You can kind of see some of the wear, just the shine is gone from it, or it's more polished from my hands. I was at Shields the other day and I noticed that the brand new ones I was holding, you can feel the texture on the synthetic these are smooth. Like, they were pretty smooth from the get-go, but the newer ones are more textured. There's more grip to them than these older ones. But yeah, I mean, it's well worn into my hands and my gloved hands over the years. So, but I really like the synthetic stock. I think it's a very nice feature on this gun. So to take it down is very simple on these as well. And you gotta take off the sling just to make it easier for that. So to take this gun down for cleaning, simply thread this cap off and pull the barrel off. Ta-da! So now we can get a little better cleaning inside the chamber or down the barrel. Obviously, if we reinstall it, slide it back on, tighten the cap, and you are good to go. So very basic takedown, very easy to use. So a couple other things about this gun. You can buy them in three separate colors from Benelli. So you can get a black, looks like I have here. You can also get Mossy Oak Bottomland, and then Real Tree Max 5, which is essentially the Waterfowl camo pattern. So like I said, my dad gave me this one when I was a kid, and I've used it ever since, and I don't mind the black. But the new ones are really nice. The camo pattern is nice. I have a couple of buddies that have the Real Tree 5, or the Max 5, the Waterfowl camo, and it's very nice. There's another example of that 20 gauge, identical to the 12, just a little bit lighter, shoots a little smaller load. MSRP on both these guns is $449 for just the black versions. If you want the camo guns, they're $559. What you'll tend to see in stores for pricing is like $399 for just the black shotgun, and the camo ones are about $499. So $100 difference, just like the MSRP, or close to it, I should say. But just like the 12 gauge, the 20 gauge is very intuitive, very easy to mount, and fits me very well. So if you're looking to get into waterfowl hunting or clay pigeons, that kind of stuff, and you don't want to break the bank with a really expensive, Super Black Eagle 3 or one other Synergy or these other brands, I really only know the Novas that well. I know some like Browning A5s, and I know some other shotguns, but the Novas have been kind of my bread and butter for a while, so I know more about them than anything. Yeah, really nice, very straightforward. Like I said, they mount very easily. They've got a good riser, like the distance from the cheek welt here to the back of the receiver. You can kind of get on it and aim really well, and I shoot both eyes open all day long like you probably should with the shotgun, and it just works well. I like them. Like I said, they're very nice shotguns. It is middle of August. We're about a month away from waterfowl season, so I figured, like I said, this was a good time for these videos to come out, talk about waterfowl options, that kind of stuff. I personally really enjoy hunting. It's kind of what I work for all year long. I grind out the spring and the summer into the fall so I can take some time off and go to the cabin and hunt duck for a couple of weekends, hopefully go to a North Dakota trip like we usually do. Yeah, I love waterfowl hunting. It is my favorite season of the year. So these are really good shotguns. They're really budget friendly. Like I said, basically $400, and you get yourself a 12 gauge shotgun that is capable of holding a 3.5 inch shell, and you can shoot it all day long, and it's really not terribly punishing. Just another note too, when the plug is out of it, these are a 4+1 capacity, but obviously for waterfowl hunting you can only have the 2 in the magazine and 1 in the chamber, so the plugs are always in these guns, and that's just how I leave them. But yeah, that's kind of my quick review on the Benelli Nova. Great shotgun. Like I said, I thoroughly enjoy this one. Like I said, I'm coming up on 20 years of using it, and it's been great. So it's a very solid shotgun, just very nice. Benelli did a great job on it. So if you're looking to get into waterfowl hunting, or you want to go shoot clays, like I said, these are not terrible options for the price. They can handle everything. You just got to get into the mechanic of using a pump shotgun, which isn't bad at all. So thank you so much for watching. Like, share, subscribe. We will see you on the next video. And as always, I truly appreciate the viewership and the response we've had to the channel so far. Thank you.